Hey, I'm Tim McMahon, host of 4-in-1 Nosh. I'm at Balance Pan-Asian Grille in downtown Toledo. They're doing some really cool things with their food and their new aquaponics farm. Let's go check it out. Before I visited the farm, I chatted with Balance co-founder CJ Jang over a couple of the restaurant's fan favorite bubble teas. How did bubble tea become involved with Balance?
So we never wanted to serve alcohol, and there wasn't a better match than bubble tea because bubble tea is Asian. Here it was definitely something very new, and we were definitely very excited to get some feedbacks from people, and it was a success.
You guys are very conscious about using local organic food, and you do it yourself, you create it yourself at the new aquaponics garden. Can you tell me about that and then just sort of how that started and why you guys are so concerned about having people know where their food's coming from?
I do utilize a couple farmers, local, every time when the season is open. So, which is literally from like, I don't know, April, May to like maybe September if we're lucky. So in that way of thinking, we wanted to obviously continue to give to our customers vegetables as fresh as possible. Aquaponics is one of those things that we can grow all year round, 365 days a year. And at the same time, for me, for my culinary aspect, I wanted to continue to test myself and challenge myself and just continue to get creative with what I want to use on my menu. I wanted to work with Dan, who is our operator, and create different types of blends and hybrids of different types of vegetables so that they are readily available. I mean, you can't get any fresher than that, you know, which is like 20 feet away from our downtown location, yeah.
CJ isn't kidding. The aquaponics farm is a short jaunt from the Balance dining room, and that's where I found Dan Sadowski, operating partner of Balance Farms.
How aquaponics separates itself from hydroponic growing is that we use the byproducts of the fish waste, to provide nutrients for the plants. We filter out the solids from the fish, we keep the ammonia, we use bacteria to turn it into plant food. And we produce some very pristine, perfect product for Balanced restaurants.
This is about as local as you can get.
We currently service between the Toledo and Ann Arbor markets a total of 20 to 30 restaurants. Most of it fine dining in the Toledo area, and of course some fast casual. And we're getting into some retail. Our product is available in some retail locations also. How
revolutionary is this idea?
Well, revolutionary is a relative term because it's been around for a couple thousand years.
Yeah.
It has been used since ancient times. It's been refined. The research on this really started in the 90s. And believe it or not, even though we have a lot of water, the areas that did the first research on it is areas where they need to conserve water because we only use 1/10 the water of a traditional greenhouse. Our water circulates, it goes round and round. So as far as revolutionary, I would say in the last 5-10 years, these have started to pop up around the country. There are some very big success stories. There's also been a lot of failures.
How is this comparative to a regular farm as far as growing everything?
Well, there's things we can do well, and there's things that are better suited to traditional soil farming. For example, leafy greens, kale. We can do some vegetables like peppers and whatnot. The other way it separates us from traditional farming is we don't have a season. We've had an incredibly wet spring where a number of our farmers have suffered greatly. Traditional farming has suffered greatly. For us, we're 75 or so degrees in here year round. It doesn't matter if it's January or July. We control all of our environment, and we do it in such a way that we don't even have to worry about pests.
Every idea was well thought out with the intent of producing the best quality crops money can buy. From the overall security of the facility.
When we're done, this place will be completely locked down. There will be no street clothes in the facility. We have a changing area and work-specific clothing that everybody coming into the farm will change to. But still, people will be able to come by and see. We have 200 feet of glass footage, and they can see the tanks where the fish are growing and happy and healthy, and the same thing with the plants.
To the purple and blue LED lights.
Plants don't use all the color spectrum. That's why they're green. The green bounces off. So instead, we have the LEDs tuned to what the plants need. We're more energy efficient that way.
That's crazy. I mean, cool crazy.
Well, thank you.
Science. This is something obviously not everybody can do when they come here, but you can just sort of walk up and get a little bit of what you have.
I mean, For all the microgreen customers, we do not cut until the day we receive the order, and we deliver that day. So we're getting a real fresh, flavorful product on the plate to the local diner. The thing is about microgreens and where they are harvested at is when they are at the start of producing true leaves or before they're producing the true leaves. They're using the nutrients from this contained in the seed, and that's where the flavor's coming from.
That's awesome. Thanks a lot, Dan. Of course, I couldn't head home without first watching CJ work his magic in the Balance kitchen.
Just wok fire some steak. It's a very quick process, but very simple. Obviously, it's a very thin iron wok. That's what gives up the flavor. It's the intense heat, the hot oil, and it sticks that char, smoky flavor into our food, which makes it delicious. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper. You can tell it cooks really fast, so you can already tell the doneness of the steak. We're all about, quickness and efficiency. We do our best to do that. You want to try one?
Right out of there?
Yeah. Well, no.
Okay.
Not right out of there, but here, have a peek. It's hot. Be careful. So you taste
fantastic.
that, right? The
You do.
char, the grilled flavor of it.
The blue corn bang bang tacos.
Which is definitely more authentic, in my opinion.
And just the perfect amount of flavoring with that, a little bit of cilantro, some
Right.
red onions.
Yep.
It brings out that flavor.
And the color always, makes it taste everything better, in my opinion.
There's
Visual.
that bang bang sauce.
Yeah.
That's so good.
I do more than that for me, but that's enough.
You know these are mine.
Yeah.
What are we putting there?
This is a cool yogurt. So it kind of balances out,
yeah.
the acidity and the spiciness of the bang bang sauce.
I see why you're named Balance now. Everything is balanced. It's come up
In a way,
numerous times.
Yes.
CJ, thank you so much.
No,
this
thank
is
you.
awesome stuff.
Thank you for having us.
Delicious. If you haven't been to Balance, if you haven't had a bubble tea or anything like this at Balance, you got to check it out. 4 locations here.
Yep, and then one in
Northwest
Cleveland
Ohio.
right now. Yep.
In Cleveland, so you can get them on the road too. Check them out. Balance. Good stuff. Time to eat more.